It is time for the 2021-2022 NFL season playoff prediction. I'm here on playoffpredictors.com, and I'm going to go through and give my predictions on each game, starting off with the wild card and moving through to the other rounds, and then I will give my Super Bowl prediction, the teams, and also my Super Bowl score prediction. So first off, I want to start in the AFC, starting off with the Raiders facing off against the Bengals in Cincinnati. And I think taking a look at this game, we have the Raiders who, snuck into the playoffs, winning that game versus the Chargers the other night. That game was wild. Man, that game went so late. And, at the end there, that was crazy. If that would have ended in a tie, Steelers wouldn't have made the playoffs. And I was sort of hoping to see, some kneel outs just because that's exciting. That's entertaining. But the Raiders ended up pulling off the victory. So we have them coming into Cincinnati to face off against Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. And the Bengals offense has just been on fire recently. And so I think in this game, if the Raiders can get pressure on Joe Burrow, who has been pressured a lot this season, and really disrupt them in that way, I think the Bengals have a chance. I just don't know, though, with the way this Bengals offense can play and just how hot they can get at times, I don't think the Raiders can keep up with Joe Burrow and the Bengals if that happens. And so with the Bengals being at home, with Joe Burrow and them playing great recently, I'm going to go my pick here. First pick, we got Bengals. All right, next. Now we got Patriots facing off against the Bills. They, of course, faced off against each other 2 times this year. They split the games. Patriots won one when it was really cold. Mac Jones threw like 3 times in that game. They won that game 14-10. And then the other game, the Bills ended up winning. And so I think here, the weather may be bad, which I think does go in favor to the Patriots. I was reading somewhere that it could be really, really cold. And so if a similar situation happens, like in that first game where the Patriots end up winning, maybe that happens again. But I think when we look at the second game, when they played in a more normal kind of weather, Josh Allen got going through for over 300 yards, and the Patriots just couldn't keep up with them. And so I just don't think the Patriots are going to be able to pull it off against just such a great Bills defense. And then, of course, I think Josh Allen, just a beast. And so I think he's gonna get it done there versus Mac Jones. Sorry, Mac Jones. Even though it is hard sometimes betting against Bill Belichick, but part of me want to go Patriots, but I'm going to go Bills here. Then we got Steelers facing off against the Chiefs. The Steelers barely make it in with the Raiders winning that game versus the Chargers. And when we look at this game, the Steelers offense has been, one of the bottom third in the NFL this year. I think they're ranked like 20th when it comes to scoring offense. Ben Roethlisberger has like the 24th ranked passer rating this year. And so when you have that kind of offense and you're facing off against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, who haven't been quite as great this year, but are still very, very good on offense, one of the top scoring offenses in the NFL. I think they're somewhere in the top 5. I think I had it here. Points per game. Yeah, they're 4th. So I just don't think that the Steelers offense can just stay close to the Chiefs in this game. With the Chiefs being at home, facing off against the Steelers team that barely made it in, I'm going Chiefs here. So that's the first round for the wild card in the AFC. NFC, we got Cardinals at the Rams. The Cardinals have been pretty disappointing as of late. They started off, 7-0, but recently they haven't been as good. They haven't looked they're not as fun to watch. And they're facing off against a Rams team that, of course, has a really great defense. Matthew Stafford has been super inconsistent recently. I think he's thrown like 7 interceptions in the past 3 games. And so in this game, with it being at home for the Rams in Los Angeles, with the Rams having the defense they do have, and the Cardinals just looking sluggish recently, I'm going to give this one to the Rams, even though I do have a little trouble banking on Matthew Stafford, but maybe he can, get his interception issue figured out soon. Then we got 49ers at Cowboys. And so for this game, the Cowboys had the best offense in the NFL this season when it comes to scoring offense. But the 49ers did just pull off the victory, winning in overtime versus the Rams. And they've got a pretty scary team there on offense. Their running ability, Elijah Mitchell, Deebo Samuel is one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. He's so fast. Jimmy Garoppolo, even though he had a couple interceptions last game, came in clutch in the end there. And so I'm going to go upset here. I'm going to say the 49ers come into Dallas and knock them out. They're going to knock them out in the first round. 49ers going to beat the Cowboys. Calling it now. All right. Then the final game, we got Eagles at Buccaneers. And while the Eagles have been a lot better in the second half of the season, their running offense has been getting going. I think they're one of the top in the NFL. If we check our handy-dandy stats here, rushing yards per game. Yep. First in the NFL this year, 159 rushing yards per game. So I think the Eagles, are a pretty good team. And, with the Buccaneers losing, they have lost lots of their weapons with Chris Godwin going down, with Antonio Brown, running off with his shirt off just because he wanted to. I don't trust the Bucs quite as much as if they obviously had Chris Godwin and Antonio Brown, two great wide receivers. But I just don't see the Eagles pulling it off. Even though I sort of want to see it, I don't know if it'll happen. I'm sort of rooting for it, but if I had to get my prediction, I'm going to go Buccaneers here. So that is the first round. Now let me go to next. This should work. All right, it looks like it worked. So now we have the Packers and Titans entering the equation after having their one bye. And so now we're down to 8 teams. So starting off in the AFC Divisional Round. According to if my predictions are correct, which of course they're probably going to be 100% correct, we have the Bills facing off against the Chiefs at home. Patrick Mahomes facing off against Josh Allen. And I think this is going to be exciting, a fun game to watch. And I just think in this game, I think it's going to be a close one. It's going to be a very close game, but I'm going to give it to Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. I think at home, they pulled off against the Bills. Then did that just pop up here? Or am I tripping out or something? I don't know. Okay, then we have Bengals facing off against the Titans at home. Titans, of course, supposed to be getting Derrick Henry back soon, which clearly helps them a lot. Because when he went down early in the season, it was like, okay, is the Titans season over? But clearly it's not. They got the number 1 seed in the AFC. So I think this will be a good game. Bengals at Titans, Joe Burrow versus Derrick Henry, A.J. Brown, Titans. And so in this game, I honestly really want to see the Bengals come in here to, Tennessee and upset the Titans. That's really what I want to see. And hopefully my want of that happening isn't, throwing my actual rational mind off here. But I'm going to go Bengals. I'm going to say Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase just keep it going. They're going to win the first round. I'm going to say they're going to come in here the next week and win it once again. Then we got NFC. We got, Rams at Buccaneers. That'll be a pretty good game. Matthew Stafford, Tom Brady. And here's the thing. I just don't know that the Buccaneers are going to make the NFC Championship once again. Even though it's very possible, I just don't know if I'm going to see it, happening once again. I'm going to say that the Rams defense shows up in this game, and Matthew Stafford doesn't make too many stupid mistakes in this one, and the Rams pull off a close battle against the Buccaneers. So we're going Rams there. Why'd that light up like that? Oh, wait. Oh, there we go. All right, then we got 49ers at Packers. I'm actually going to this Packers game next week, so I'm excited about that. So in this game, I think this is a tough task for the Packers when it comes to their defense because they have struggled when it comes to stopping the run this season, especially against the Browns. Ran it for 200 yards against us. We've struggled a couple other times. The Packers defense has been just inconsistent this year, and I think they still have lots of great talent, lots of abilities, and especially with Zadarius Smith most likely coming back, with Jair Alexander most likely returning. I do think the Packers have a shot at stopping the 49ers, but just their running attack, the 49ers running attack is so good. It definitely will be a challenge. But of course, the Packers, we have Aaron Rodgers, and I am a Packers fan, so if you're watching this far and you didn't know that, maybe you think I'm biased a little bit, but I'm just speaking the truth. The Packers are the best team in the NFL, and Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in the NFL, and he should win MVP. So I'm going to say Aaron Rodgers is going to carry the Packers to victory here just because he's Aaron Rodgers. He's been playing out of his mind recently. And I don't see the 49ers, even if they are able to put up some points in the Packers, I don't see them putting up enough to knock off the Aaron Rodgers offense. That's my prediction. All right, next. Here we are, AFC NFC Championship. Bengals, Chiefs, that'll be a fun one in wherever the Chiefs play. In Kansas City, that's where they play. So Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes. I don't really want to see the Chiefs in the Super Bowl again. And so partly because of that, partly because, as I've talked about how good Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are, I'm going to bet on them. I'm going to bet on them to upset the Chiefs. I don't think the Chiefs make it a Super Bowl game. I don't see it happening, even though it's possible. I'm going to go Bengals here, AFC Championship. NFC, we got Rams coming to Green Bay for the NFC Championship. And see, part of the reasons I didn't pick the Buccaneers too is I just didn't see a rematch happening between the Packers and the Buccaneers, even though it could happen. But if it does happen, I feel like the Packers are going to take it this year. Maybe biased, maybe not. Who knows? You can judge that for yourself. But then we have Rams at Packers. So Matthew Stafford facing off against the Packers. The Packers did beat the Rams this year. And I think that because Matthew Stafford has been inconsistent, the Packers have been pretty good at getting takeaways, getting interceptions. Rasul Douglas had a pick 6, I'm pretty sure, against the Rams last time. And he's just a ball hawk. He flies there. He jumps routes. He's so good at that. And I think that in this game, Matthew Stafford will probably throw a few turnovers in this one. And so because of that, and Aaron Rodgers being the best quarterback of all time, Aaron Rodgers is going to win this game for the Packers. So there we go. So Super Bowl, which number is this? I lose track of what number Super Bowl we're on, to be completely honest, in all the Roman all the Roman numerals. I'll figure out what it is after this video, but you can comment down below so I don't have to Google it. But we got Packers versus Bengals. Aaron Rodgers versus Joe Burrow. This would honestly be an exciting matchup. I feel like the chances of this actually happening, maybe not the highest, even though I believe in my picking ability. Who knows if it'll be how accurate this will actually be. But this would be a fun one to watch, to see Joe Burrow, young quarterback, facing off against an old Aaron Rodgers, an old, wise, dominant Aaron Rodgers. And if this matchup were to happen, I think it'll be like a shootout, because the Packers defense is inconsistent at times. Hopefully the great Packers defense that we saw early, middle of the season versus like the Seahawks where they scored 0. Hopefully that Packers defense shows up. But as I've already talked about earlier, the Bengals have a hot offense right now. And I think they'll probably put up points. But I think this could be a close game, a high shootout. But you may already know what I'm going to pick here. But I'm going to go Packers 41, Bengals 31. The Packers are going to win this Super Bowl. That is my prediction. I remember back in the day, 10 or so years ago, when the Packers won the Super Bowl. It was one of the best days of my life. So I'm going to go with that happening so that my life is just as good as it was back then. So Packers win the Super Bowl, whichever number we're on here. Can't remember. Actually, why don't I just look it up right now? What Super Bowl is this year? Dude, Google's so great. LVI. Shoot, what number is that? L is 50 or something. 52nd. There we go. Thank you, Wikipedia. So the 52nd Super Bowl. So Packers win Super Bowl 52. That is my prediction. We'll see if it happens. Hopefully everything I said comes exactly correct. But we will see. But let me know your Super Bowl pick in the comments down below. And if you haven't subscribed, feel free to subscribe if you want to. You don't have to, but feel free to. Feel free to if you'd like. But that is all for right now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.